Hey guys, and welcome to Transform Your Business Thursday. Today we are talking about how to turn around a bad day, and not only that, but just how can you be, sorry, I'm just adjusting this, how can you be in control? And I'm even going to reframe that because I don't like how that sounds, because our aim is not to be in control, but how can you start being the deliberate creator of your life, right? And we're going to start with how to turn around a bad day. And how can we not be dependent on other people and other things to turn things around, right? Because let's face it, things go wrong, not every day are things going our way. We're not always getting what we want. And a lot of times we look to other people and other things for feeling better. And I do it too, we all do it. And sometimes, for me, it's getting out in nature. There's a beautiful park where I live, and going to walk in the park just really helps me to get present and out of my head. But like today in New Jersey, it's 37 degrees, so not the best day, even though it's blue skies and sun, to go to the park. So it's like, what if, and wouldn't it be nice if we were able to just turn things around just like this, in a matter of seconds, and not needing the walk, or not needing, to turn on music. That's another thing, like turning on music or talking to a friend or maybe having a glass of wine. But what if we can just get to a better place all on our own without needing something else or somebody else? And that's what I want to share today, because it's something that is so simple and so, I don't want to say the word easy, because I'm going to scratch that. Not that it's easy, but it's something simple to do. And it really just changes everything. It's a game changer. So that's what I want to share today. If you're on the live, say hi. And if you're on the replay, #replay. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help online coaches shift their identity to thriving entrepreneurs so they can make more money and impact doing what they love. And it's all about shifting your identity. Everything that I talk about. How can you change who you are on the inside? And once you do that, things naturally change on the outside. So, what do you do when things aren't going your way? And I put a post about this in the group, and I got a bunch of different responses. We all kind of do similar things, whether it's turning on your favorite music and, maybe dancing in your living room, or like, taking a bubble bath, or pouring that glass of wine, or calling a friend who's just like, a positive person, and surrounding yourself with positive people. All different things. Writing in a journal, and just switching your mind to gratitude, and what are you grateful for. These are all really great things for turning things around. But the thing that you can do on your own, and you're not being dependent on anything, is disrupt the pattern, disrupt the mental loop. Because when we're having a bad day, do you ever have the experience, and I know this is so cliche, but people say, oh, when it rains, it pours, right? Have you ever said that? And it's just like when one thing goes wrong, it seems like another thing, and then another thing. And why that happens is because that is our focus. And we know that what we focus on grows, or what we focus on expands. So if we're totally focused on, things just not going our way, we're going to keep getting more of that. It's just basic law of attraction, right? So when we become aware of what we're saying, because we speak our lives into existence, right? When we become aware that we keep saying, whatever it is, this day sucks, or I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or nothing is going right. Just become mindful of that. Because the more you talk about it, the more you perpetuate it. So when you become aware of it, and awareness is always the first step, then that's where now you step in the driver's seat, because you can choose to look at it a different way. You can choose to put your focus on, well, what is going right today? One of my clients was saying that he was having a really, rough day, and just nothing was going right. His one coworker made like a mean comment, and it just brought him down. And there were customers that were complaining, and it was just one thing after the next, and he was just like, can it get any worse? And it's like, okay, let's disrupt that mental loop. Because all it is, it's like our brain. It's like this computer, and it runs on a program. And when you can just kind of disrupt it and get out of that loop, get out of that story, it's like, okay, well, what is going right? And putting your focus on that, then all of a sudden you'll experience instant relief. It's just like, okay. And it's only because you took your focus off of it. It's so funny that we only are able to see certain things. Our brain can only take in so much information at one time. We can't possibly see and hear and experience everything going on in our surroundings. We're just not able to. What you do experience is whatever you are tuned into. So this is why, everybody could be at, in one room together, and one person notices one thing, and, somebody else doesn't even notice that, or they have a completely different experience. But when you shift your focus, you open yourself up to things that you might not have noticed. For example, I was doing a little bit of networking this morning, and I met this guy at a coffee shop, and we were talking for like over an hour, and it took more than half an hour into our conversation that my perspective just opened up a little bit, and I noticed we were sitting at this high top by the window, that there were stacks of business cards sitting right there, and I didn't notice them before, and they were within arm's reach of me, and I just didn't see it because it wasn't my focus. But all of a sudden, I just expanded my view of like what I could see peripherally around me, and I see that this little cafe, this little coffee shop allows you to promote yourself. And there were these business cards. So I'm like, how great is that? Just because I didn't see those cards before didn't mean they weren't there. I just couldn't see it. And the same thing goes for you. Just because things don't seem to be going your way on a certain day or a week or a month or whatever, and you're not having the outcomes you want, and the opportunities are not coming your way, the sales, the clients, whatever it is, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You just might not be able to see it at the moment because more of your focus is on what you don't want. Does that make sense? So that is, that's kind of how it works. So the question is, how can you just become more aware and more mindful of what the thoughts are in your head? And then once you become aware, that's where, like I said, you're in the driver's seat. And now you can make the conscious choice. Do I want to continue going in this direction and continue seeing things as they are? Where can I shift? And what can I put my focus on that is going to be more supportive to me? And sometimes it's just going into the moment, and it's just saying, well, what is going right? Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, what is going right? It's these tiny little pivots that you can make that really make all the difference in the world. And another thing, really be cognizant of what you say. The words that you say, because these words carry weight. There is everything is vibration. There's a vibration to your thoughts too. And that becomes your point of attraction. So when you say nothing's going right, you can be pretty sure and probably bet that the next thing that happens is not going to go right because you just said it, right? So something that would be more helpful and supportive for you would be maybe to say that was the past, haven't been having a good day, but that's over. That's in the past. It is a new moment. And right now, I choose to see things the way I want. And sometimes it's just that little pivot that you can make that will turn things around. But it is a conscious decision. And like I said, this is all really simple, but it does take practice. It is a practice. And this is something that I help clients with all the time. It's really changing the habit of your thinking. Because everything that we do, it's all thoughts, it's all stories, and how can we start changing that programming? And when you start to change that programming consistently, and you make it a practice, you start to change on the inside. And then you're going to notice it. It's going to seem like magic sometimes that it just shows up, but it's like the client, the money, the opportunity. It all just unfolds and presents itself to you. And it's like, oh my gosh, it was there all along. I just didn't notice it, or I just wasn't open to it. So I hope that that is helpful to you. Let me know, put your comments below. But next time that this happens, now you know that there is something that you can do. You can be the change. You can make the shift. It doesn't have to be dependent on something outside of you, because it comes from within. So please share your takeaways with me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so that you receive notifications when the next video comes up. Thank you all so much. Enjoy your Thursday. Have a beautiful one, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.